Hello, I'm going to make this video to try to give you some help with ratios and with a little bit on transformations. It is very late right now, it's almost midnight, so I'm just going to go through this. Might be a little bit quicker than I'd like, but anyway, let's just get on with it. So here we're asked, write each of these ratios in their simplest form. So basically what we're looking for here is what are the common factors between these two numbers, okay? If we get the common factor, we can simplify that. So for example, if we look at A, 4, 2. Okay, so question A, 4 to 2, how can we simplify that? Well, the common factor is 2, so 4 divided by 2 is 2. If you want, you can put these little guides in. You probably don't need them though, but if you do, that's fine. So we're going to divide both sides by 2 because it's a common factor, right? So 4 divided by 2 is 2. And we have on the right hand side 2 divided by 2 is 1. Okay, so it's balanced. We did the same action, divide by 2 to both sides. So that's it. This tricky, or maybe I'll go down here, I. This is a little bit trickier. So let's go 3 to a third. Okay, so it's this one. So what do we not like here? We don't like fractions in this case. Yeah, we want to make that a whole number. So how can we make this a whole number? We're dividing by 3, right? How do we undo that? We multiply by 3. Okay, so we're going to multiply both sides by 3 to keep it balanced. There we go. So a third times 3 is just going to be 1. It's like, for example, if you had 2 times a half is 1. If you have 2 halves, you have a whole. 3 times a third is 1. 4 times a quarter is 1. I think you get it, right? Whatever. 100 times 1/100th is 1, right? I hope we know that. Think of like 100 slices of cake. If you have 100 of them, you have a whole cake. So, what did I do there? 1 second. There we go. Fine. So that's pretty much how we do those little tricky ones. I'll just take these away. So I think they're quite straightforward, those questions. Not too bad. This one down here, J, let's have a look at J. I don't know if this is going to come up, but it could. So 3x to 7x. So what's the common factor? X is just a number, right? So it could be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we don't know. But what we do know is that 3 is multiplied by this number, but 7 is also multiplied by this number. So the common factor is actually x, right? So we're going to just divide both sides by x. And so 3x divided by x is just 3. And then we'll do the same, 7x divided by x is just 7. So it's just going to be 3 to 7. Oh, sorry, on this side, I should finish. 3 times 3 is 9. So that's going to be 9 to 1. Sorry about that. Okay, so it's 9 to 1 over here, 3 to 7 over here. That's it. Okay. With these ones, I think I can do, which ones will I have a look at? Okay, let's have a look at D and F. Since they're perfect. Let's go B, D, F, okay? So B, So we have 9 to 6 to 15. Common factor here is 3. So we're just going to divide them all by 3. You can use little guidelines if you want. I'll do it. So I'm going to stop using them soon because you'll get to a point where you're very good and you don't need to use them, but let's just use it for now. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. And 15 divided by 3 is 5. And that's it. D. Okay. So we have 4. I think we might have done this in class. 0.5 and we have 3. So we don't like this straight away. 0.5, how do we make that a whole number? It's a half, we multiply by 2. So let's just multiply everything by 2. 4 times 2 is 8. 0.5 times 2 is 1. And 3 times 2 is 6. You could have multiplied by 10 here to get rid of the decimal if you wanted. So you could have done this. There's a lot of things you could have done. So this is what we had. So I said multiply by 2, that becomes 1, but maybe you didn't see that. You just want to get rid of this decimal, multiply by 10. So we have to multiply them all by 10. 4 times 10 is 40. 0.5 times 10 is 5, because it's a half of 10. And then we got 30. And you'll notice this ends in a 0, and we have 5 and a 0. Any number that ends in a 0 or ends in a 5 can be divided by 5. Okay? So we can divide all of these by 5. 40 divided by 5 is 8. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 30 divided by 5 is 6. And what do you know? They're exactly the same. Yeah. This and this, they're exactly the same, right? So that's what you should get. So it depends what way you do it, really. But you should get the same answer. And obviously, the answer for this was up here. Okay, cool. And I said we were going to look at F briefly, didn't I? So let's have a look at F. Right, here we go. So we got F. We got 2y to 4y to 8y. Common factor? Well, you might not see it yet, but anyway, let's just go for the obvious one. 2, right? All of them they're even. 2y divided by 2 is just y. 4y divided by 2 is 2y. And 8y divided by 2 is 4y, right? Now, is there anything else common? Can we simplify this? We'll see that y is common, so we can divide them all by y. So y divided by y is 1. Anything divided by itself is 1, except 0, because you can't divide by 0. 2y divided by y is just 2, and 4y divided by y is 4. And yeah, that's it. That's your answer. Nice and easy, actually. So don't be afraid when you see the letters. The letters just represent numbers. So if you have all the same letter in each term, you can divide. Simplify. Okay, I'll have a look at this. Which one we go for? Let's go for B. Or what? Yeah. Okay, let's just go for C. Go for the harder one. C. So we have red, green, and white paint. So I'm just going for R, G, and W. Red, green, white. The ratios are 5, 2, and 4. We're told this. Lila uses 50 ml of green paint. So we know the green is 50. How much red and white should she mix in? Okay, cool. So, oops a daisy, I'll just change that. Okay, so I'm just gonna drag this down a little bit to here. So, we know Lily uses 50 milliliters of green paint. So we need to know how much does she use of the others. So to get from, let's just think about it. To get from here to here, what do we have to do? I'll just put that arrow in. There we go. So what do we have to multiply by? Or divide by? Well, it's obviously getting bigger, so we're multiplying by 2 times what gives you 50? 25. So we're going to multiply by 25. And as you know, if we do an operation to one number, we have to do it to the others to keep it balanced, right? So we're just going to do the same thing to this, and we're going to do the same thing to that. Okay, cool. So we're going to multiply by 25, and we're going to multiply by 25. So that's it. Okay, let's do the easy one first. 4 times 25. I'm guessing this, I understand like some of these might not be obvious to you, but the more you do maths, the more obvious this becomes. So 4 times 25 is 100. If you think 4 times 20 is 80. 4 times 5 is 20. 80 plus 20 is 100. 5 times 25, well, we know that 4 25s are 100. So if we have an extra 25, it's going to be 125. But you have a calculator, but it's always better to do these things in your head first, and so you have an idea what it probably should be, and then do it on the calculator. It will confirm it for you. All right, so let's see. So that's how much, so I guess we should put it in the actual units. So we use 125 milliliters of, I'll zoom in, milliliters of red, and 50 milliliters of green, and 100 milliliters of white, and that's it. Okay. Why is my pad acting weird? Okay, milliliters. Put in our units. We don't want to give him 100 liters instead of 100 milliliters. And that's that. Okay, so we'll just highlight our answer and we'll move on. Okay, so that's a lot of them done. Let's have a look. I'm not going to do too many of these. Right. So I'm not sure, like, because some of these are quite difficult. So I don't think you'll be asked them. But let's go for the yellow. Okay. Let's go for the yellow. And we go for G. So Derek, Erica, and Fred. Alright, Derek, Erica, and Fred. So D, E, F, right? Alphabetical order. D, E, F. They have 108 pounds, and it's split in the ratio of 3:4:2. Alright? 3:4:2. Calculate the amount of money Erica gets. Well, how many parts do we have here? Total parts. Parts equals 3 plus 4 plus 2, right? Derek gets 3 parts, Erica gets 4 parts, and Fred gets 2 parts. 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 plus 2 is 9. So we have 9 parts. And we have 108 pounds. So 1 part, 9 parts equals 108 pounds. So 1 part, excuse me, 1 part equals 108 pounds divided by 9, and that is 12 pounds. Alright. So it's £12. Okay, so Derek has, let's bring this down. So we'll just rewrite this. We need to know how much Erica gets. Okay. Well, if one part is £12, Erica gets 4 parts. So we know 4 times 12 is 48. And that's it, £48. We're not asked what anybody else gets. We don't really care. But if we did care, we could see that Derek should get 36, and then Fred should get 24. Okay, we're not asked that, but if you are, it's just a pound symbol. Nothing strange there. You're probably used to it by now. And then what you'll know is 36 plus, it's probably easier to add 36 and 24. 36 and 24 is 60. 60 plus 48 is 108. So we did everything right. So that's that. Oakley dokley. I think we'll move on. It's just about to go midnight here. So it's unfortunate because during Ramadan we didn't have much time in the class. So yeah, we're doing our best. Okay, let's move on. This looks a bit weird. Let's zoom in. Okay, it looks a bit better now. So this question was like this, but I just kind of I'm just going to focus on these ones. Divide 56 in the ratio of 4 to 3. It's probably easier than the other ones. So total parts equals, how many parts do we have? 7, right? 4 plus 3. So we go 56 over 4. This will give us this will give us 1 part. Okay, so I'll just write it down. 1 part equals, okay, 56 over 7. That equals 8. So then we're just going to go 4 to 3. And we're going to multiply this by 8. And we're going to multiply that by 8. So 4 times 8 is 32. And 3 times 8 is 24. And if you're very good at maths, you'll know that 32 plus 24 is equal to 56. And that is not a coincidence. It's because we did our maths correctly. Okay, I'll put this lime green. So yeah, that's that. Cool. So yeah, nothing. What happened to my flat list? Okay, so I'm just gonna make this a bit thicker so we can actually see it. Yeah, that's better. So we'll move on. We will move on. Okay. So I might do this one, C. So for C we have, sorry, the graphics are a bit weird for some reason. Alright, there you go. So for C we have divide 320, blah, blah, blah. So we're just going to do the exact same thing. We're going to get our total parts. I don't really want to write it all out again. So total parts, and we just get 1 part. Okay. So total part, 1 part. That's it. So total parts is 1 plus 3 plus 4, which is 8. So 1 part will be $3.20. $3.20. $3.20. You don't really have to put the units in here. Anyway. Divided by 8. If you're very good at maths, you'll know that that is 0.40. Okay. So now let's do exactly what we did before. So we're just going to go 1. The graphics are very strange. Let me see. Can I change this? Flatten. No. Right. I'm not sure what is going on with the graphics. Anyway, we'll just have to bear with it. So 1 to 3 to 4. And we're going to multiply each one by 0.40. So we're going to just do that. So you multiply each of these by 0.40. If you, I'll just write it in. Okay. Multiply 0.40. So we're going to do that to all of these. 0.40. Just like we did the last time, because we know each part is valued at $0.40 or 40 cents. So 1 times that is obviously 0.40. 3 times that is 1.20. And 4 times that is 1.60. So that's it. Dollars. And that's it. So dollars and dollars. That's it. So 40 cents plus 120 is $1.60, plus another $1.60 is $3.20, which is what we have up here. So it's perfect. And that's it. So not too bad. Alright, that's your answer. Cool. Okay, this is probably the hardest one. This possibly could come in the test or something similar. So let's do B, okay? So let's do this one here. I think that's the way to go. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so we have 2 ratios here. So let's just write down don't just stare at the page and try to do it in your head. Write down what you know, D to E. Even if you're just writing down exactly what's written on the page, it gets your brain working. Trust me on this. D to E. So D could be a person's name, Diana and Enid or something, whatever. So D to E is 5 to 2. Okay, that's all. But we're also told E to F is 1 to 3. Now, there's a way of explaining this, etc., etc. We don't really have time. Okay, so we're told find the ratio of D to E to F. So we have 3 letters here, but E is here twice, right? They want D to E to F. So this is what they want, this ratio, D to E to F, in its simplest form. So how are we going to get this? Okay, the whole trick, I could go into the theory of this, etc., but anyway, forget it. We need to just show how it's done. We need E to have the same value in both ratios. So its value is 2 here, but its value is 1 here. What do we multiply or divide 1 by to get 2? We multiply by 2, right? So we're going to multiply this by 2 and we'll get 2. And we multiply 3 by 2 to keep it balanced and we'll get 6, right? So now we have E is 2 here and it's 2 here. Yeah? So we know D is 5 to E is 2, okay? That's 5 to 2. That's totally true, right? And when we know when E has a value of 2, F has a value of 6. Boom. And that's it. It's as easy as that. So just make sure whatever value, so we have E here, it occurs twice. Whatever that is, make sure its value is the same. So we just multiply by 2 here to make sure that's 2 and this is 2. Hope that makes sense. Okay. I'll just do this and then we can move on. Alrighty. That's that. Okay. Do you want me to do another one of these? I'll do another one while I'm here. Let's do H. The ratio of cows to sheep is 9 to 5. So we got cows, cow, sheep. Okay. Is 9 to 5. The ratio of sheep to pigs is, the ratio of cows to pigs is 3 to 1. Cow, pig is 3 to 1. Okay, if you're still here with me, stop the video. Look at how we did this question. And then try this question and see if you get the same answer as me. So pause the video now, try it, and then come back. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this. So, as I said before, we need to get the common value to be the same. So we have cow, cow. So we need cow to be the same. So how do we get 3 to become 9? Oh, we'd have to multiply by 3, right? 3 times 3 gives us 9. And then we have to balance that by multiplying the pig value. So 1 times 3 is 3. So now we have 9 to 5 and 9 to 3. So we know cow to sheep to pig is 9 to 5. Now pig, well we know pig's value is 3 when cow is 9. Cow is 9 because we made sure of that. So it's 3. Okay. So we're asked find the ratio of sheep to pigs. So let's do that. Sheep. So all that means is don't write the ratio for cows. We only want sheep and pigs. So sheep is 5. For every 5 sheep, there are 3 pigs. Easy peasy. Alrighty. There we go. Coolio. And now we can move on. Sheep to pig, 5 to 3. Okay, last thing. Oh, no, maybe second last thing. Unfortunately. You're going to be asked to describe rotations. So we know how to rotate. We use trace and paper. There's videos. I put loads of stuff up. But we're going to be asked to describe rotations of simple objects, nothing too difficult. I'll just see if I can find... No, it's not describe. Where is this? I thought it would be here. Yeah, here. So, for example, describe fully a single rotation. So what they want is something like this. Describe the rotation. So what has happened here is this has been rotated 90 degrees, right? Because if you see this side here, it is now down here. So it's been rotated 90 degrees like this, right? So what we say is this. So just say rotation, rotated 90 degrees. The direction is clockwise, right? In the direction that the clock goes. Clockwise. Now, they're going to ask for something called the center of rotation. So the center of rotation is a point around which it rotated. Now this might come up in the exam. It's not easy to do. There's actually a particular way to do this, but usually they just want you to do it from eyesight. The center of rotation, you just have to know where it is intuitively. So if we look at this, well, if we rotated the top shape, so it's obviously A, if we rotated this around that point, that would go to here, right? So we can see that, and that would go to here, and then this would go down to here. Okay, so there is an exact way of doing it, but you're not to learn it this year. You have to use compasses, and you have to bisect lines. So if the center rotation is not obvious for you, I would say just leave it, okay? But just get the other bits in. So obviously, let's look at this. So shape A is what was rotated. So remember that shape A is the object, shape B is the image. So this, let's look at that line here. So that's gone around. So if it was 90 degrees, it become vertical. Then 180 is horizontal, and then another 90 is gone up. So this is rotated. We went, so that would be 90, that would be 180, and then that's, so it is actually vertical over here, we can see that. So it's actually gone 270 degrees. Hope that makes sense to you. I hope that makes sense. So it's rotated 270 degrees. The direction is clockwise. And the center rotation, again, it's not very obvious. It's kind of it's difficult to visualize the center of rotation. So I wouldn't worry too much about that at this stage. As I said, there is an exact way of calculating that when you get to year 8. This one, so remember again, it's A to B. So we can see it's 180 degrees. Doesn't matter what direction 180 degrees is, clockwise or anti-clockwise. Rotated 180 degrees. But let's just do it for having a good habit. Let's just put it in clockwise. Okay. So that's all you really need to put in. A to B is going to be the same, 180 clockwise. So that's pretty much it. There's a lot of videos out there, so hope that helped you a bit. Oh, there was one more thing. Sorry. I'm just going to put it in now. I did this in the class the other day, but I just want to do it. So if you were asked, like, who, 23. So if you were said, like, Mariam has $4,400, right? And let's say, who else is there? Hella has whatever, $5,000. did this the other day, right? Donated, how much? Let's say 22% of their money to charity because they're very kind. How much did they donate? With an O. And then let's just say, how much did they have left? Okay, let's have a look at it. So this is our questione. Alright, so let's do it. Mariam and Hella donated 22% of their money to charity. How much do they donate? And then how much do they have left? So something like this could possibly come up. Okay, let's just do it. So as I showed you the other day, there's a couple of ways to do it. One is to get 22% of Mariam's money and then get 22% of Hella's money and add it together. Or you can just get the total. Okay, so I'm just going to do both ways. Okay, so method A is to do it like this. So the total money is 4,400 plus 5,000, and that equals 9,400. Okay. You will have calculators, so you can do this. You probably don't need, some of you might need a calculator, but anyway. 22% of 9,400. We know the mathematical operation for of is multiply. And we know that 22% is 22 over 100, right? So it's 22 over 100 multiplied by 9,400. So that equals that. That equals. So you can use your calculator if you want. Yeah. If you don't want it, you can just cancel the zeros. So you might know 2 times 94. You can do this with your calculator, or you can multiply it out, right? You don't have to do it in your head. Anyway, I don't have a calculator with me right now. So 2 times 94 is 188. So we're going to have 1880, because that's 20 times 94, plus 188. So that's going to give us 2068. Okay. So 2068, and the units are dollars. Okay. So this is part 1. And then part 2, how much do they have left? Well, they had 9,400 minus 2068, and that equals 7332, right? 7332. Double check that with your calculators. Should be okay. That's it. $7,332. So the other way, well, there's a couple of other ways that we did, but anyway. So let's call this method B. So this is where we get 22% of 4,400, which is Mariam's, and we're going to add that to 22% of Hella's, which is 5,000. So that equals, well, okay, let's do this again. So that equals 22 over 100 times 4,400 plus 22 over 100. You'll have your calculator, so, you know, should be straightforward for you. Okie dokie. So, okay, the zeros cancel. 2 times 44 is 88. So 20 times 44 is 880. 880 plus 88 is 968. Okay. 968 plus, they cancel, 22 times 50 is 1,100. Okay, so we just add them together. 968 plus 1,100 is 2068, which is the same as that, which means we're probably right. Either both of them are right or both of them are wrong. I would say they're probably right. And then for part 2, you just do it the same way, and you'll get the same answer. Okie dokie, hope that helps. I will see you on Sunday. Take it easy. See ya.